Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Corey with My Healing Crafts. I want to thank you for stopping by, all my subscribers, my non-subscribers, and anybody who just stops by and watches. I so appreciate it, and all the people that leave me comments and all that. It is so appreciated. So I'm hopping on today because I am having a hard time lately getting videos done. There's been a lot going on and challenges. So I'm challenging myself with part of the um, nonstop paper crafting challenge of the altered index cards of 2025. And this week is week 33 for sewing. And so what I've come up with, which as you can see on my table, I've got um, well, thread right here. And then I've got a bunch of different laces, so I could possibly add to that. I've got my index card. I've got some clear stamps that actually represent um, sewing, which I apologize when I open those, it will be loud. I have my die cuts of my buttons and the cute little uh, scissors right here that I want to incorporate. And I was having a hard time deciding on my papers because I thought this was really cute with the patchwork. Since I'm not going to actually take it to the sewing machine and sew, I thought maybe I would use this one because then I could use the stamp to actually stamp in some of the stitches on it. I thought that would be great. So I might just use that, but these were the other ideas that I had for sewing. I mean, really great. I just lovely 12 by 12 papers that I have and all of that. So we're going to go ahead and kind of start. So let me get my scrap piece of paper here because when I start inking, I messed up my mat right there. So I don't want to do any more to it. So here is the index card that I'm using. So I'm going to actually cover up possibly this side and leave this side for writing on. But my idea that I have is to kind of do paper tearing. So I guess I'm going to decide like how wide I want to tear this out at. And I think I'm going to start right here, kind of tear it like this. Let's see how long, because this is a bigger index card. So we'll go maybe just a little right here and tear it down this way. And I'm going to go ahead and move the scrap out of the way. And just because I want to tear also this side right here so that all of it has torn edges. Okay, and I think I'll even tear that edge as well. Well, sometimes we could, yeah, we're going to tear this edge too, just to keep it kind of, oh, got to tear the other way, keep it within what we're already doing. Okay, cool. Just move that out of the way, and that's going to look good. So, but first, before I do any of that, got to move a few things out of the way. I'm going to get my ink, and I'm using Vintage Photo, and I'm going to distress around the edges here, just like that, and just kind of darken it just a tad. So I hope everybody is doing well. It's just life can be challenging. And then I'm going to also ink around the edges of this, just to take away the brightness of the white. And we'll just go ahead. I'm not gonna glue this down until I am ready, because I think I want to play around with some laces to decide if I'm going to have it underneath or on top. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move that out of the way, and it goes this way. So we have it just like this. So I was excited. I found my vintage laces that I have that I actually purchased in a bundle of this container from a lady a long time ago on at a yard sale. And I was just, it excites me because I want to repurpose these right here into journals once my lace is gone, because I think that would look really cool and could be a really cool flip out, is what I was thinking. But I love it. As you can see, these ones are very, very bright white in comparison to what I have. I do love this one. It it just speaks to me. So I'm going to move those. However, I do also have these ones right here that were given to me, and I love this one. But I think this is a. I was thinking of possibly doing like a band across here to do as a tuck spot, and I may still actually do that, but I think I wasn't sure if I was going to put lace underneath or not. So that's where the decisions come in, is trying to decide, because again, I love the cute lace of this. It's just so adorable. And again, it's very vintage. I just love it. Just great. Um Maybe that's what I'll end up doing, and then just kind of decorate around the edges. So let's find the end on this. And like I said, I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. So, because this came to me as an idea that it would be super cute, although, I mean, it'd be hard to without sewing. That's the only thing. I'm not going to sew. I'm not doing that. So I don't know if I can get that to glue down well enough to still make it into a tuck without it really coming up too much. I think that's my only thing that I'm worried about. Okay, so that kind of changes what we're going to do. Sometimes you have to think through this, right? I mean, it would be super cute to have that little tuck spot. If I were sewing around it, yes. So let's go back, and maybe we'll pull in, since these right here are a little bit, they're not as white, so they're not so bright. But I've got to decide, where am I going to put the lace? I think if I'm going to do the lace, that maybe I'll just glue that, oop, that on top. Maybe we'll put that kind of on top like that. And then, like I said, we've got some stamps here that we can actually use. And I know this is a bright green, but I cut that out a long time ago, and I can always kind of dole it down a little with some ink, so I'm not worried about that. But I love it. And sometimes some of the older um, decorative things like this were kind of a different color, so I just love it. There's also some scissors right there that look like that too. Isn't that wonderful? So maybe what I'll do before I try to decide that, because this is going to be interesting. We're going to see if we can actually kind of dole this down a little. I may have to get a darker one against it. I mean, it's toning it down a little, but I mean, that's one way to get things toned down. Let me get a different color here. I have my walnut stain. We'll try the walnut stain and see if that will help take that down a bit. Right there. Ooh, I like that. Also kind of makes it look a little bit more antiqued. Oh, hi, we're flying. I'm just going to do a little more. like I said, I'm just really trying to get my creative juices and get time in the craft room. I just haven't been a whole lot of time for me to be in here, and it's kind of frustrating. But here I am. So we'll go forward, right? We're going to go ahead and even kind of darken these buttons here. So I think I will get ready to actually glue down my paper and then put my lace on top. I think that's what I'm going to do. I just want these buttons to actually stand out a little bit so that you can kind of see them a little bit more. And I also like the fact that it actually does the decorative parts to it where, sorry, I know it's kind of hard to see, but you can see like the edging around them. So I really like how that works. Okay, guys, here we go. So let's go ahead. We'll start gluing this down. That way it gets all put down. I really like this channel, or yes, I really do like Nonstop Paper Crafting. She's very creative, and I like what she does, and she's very generous, and she's fun to watch. So if you guys haven't watched her, you need to look at her channel and subscribe, guys. She's got some really good ideas. So we're gonna go ahead. Oops, not yet. All right, we'll just go like this. I love that. I love how that looks. And then we'll take our lace and maybe we'll do top and bottom with the lace. You know, when you actually make things with on clothing, you line it with lace and or your trims. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing here. Is putting it on like as if it's being lined. So it has a really cute look. Just simple, delicate little lace here. I need to sharpen these scissors. These are ones that I've been crafting with for years. So just kind of cut that off. Oh, there you are. Throw you in the garbage. Let's just hope that most of that is glued down. If not, we'll just add a little more glue. All right, guys. And then we'll flip it this way. Actually, before I do that, I think I'm going to bring in the stamps so I can do the stitching on it. I really like the idea of that. So, oh, here's another bag. And this set of stamps I actually got off of Amazon. And the other one I bought a long time ago at Hobby Lobby, I believe. It's been a long time. So what I want to do, and it's funny. Okay, I'm going to show this because if you ever sew and this happens, it is so frustrating. So frustrating. So I am going to go ahead and I need a block. A mounting block would be nice. It's probably too big, but hey, we're going to take this one right here and put it on. And I'm just going to use my distressed ink right here. Well, actually, hold on. I might actually use StazOn and just get it all inked up. Like I said, I want to make it look like it is. I shouldn't have inked the whole thing across. Well, actually, there's almost this spot right here. So it will look like you sewed on here without sewing on here. For some, that is great. If you don't sew, I like sewing if my machine works. I like it. Just outline that bit right there. And here. Is that about the same? Yeah, that is. It's a perfect like size right here. And then tiny bit right here. Yeah, it's right there. I won't do all of them, but I just want to do like partials of some of them, and this way I can see about how long that like how far into the stamp that I have to stamp it on, or on the ink, so I know exactly where. But I like the way it looks with that, so I'm just going to wipe off my stamp here and my block, and I think that turned out really cute right there. Let's go ahead. Let's look at the other stamps. Oh, I got to put this. Okay, I like this saying right here. So this is great. I like the "oh so happy." That is cute. And yes, this kind of stuff does make me oh so happy. So we'll just get that mounted and then stamp that on and then finish decorating it. Oh, that is really on there. Make sure I have it the right way. Yeah, right like that. Okay, because, yep, this is my top side. Just double checking, guys. Just want to make sure I'm not going to be stamping it wrong. Wrong side. All right, and I think I'm going to stamp it over here, kind of offset. And I really, oh, this is so cute. Such a cute stamp. Ah, yes. That does make me happy. Okay, so we'll move that, and then we'll go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to trim the bottom with some lace as well. I appreciate this challenge. It makes me happy getting into the craft room. Okay, get that down, and we'll go ahead, cut it off. Almost not cutting it off. All right, cool. All right, so I like that. And then what I'm going to do is determine where, I think I'll do this because I have an idea with my buttons right there. So I'm going to put these here, and then that's when the string's going to come in to play with the buttons and make it look like it was threaded through. Sorry guys if I'm out of shot. I'm not trying to do that to you. I'm just doing some fussy gluing. Is that such a thing? Could be, because this is fussy gluing. Because the cut is so small. All right. I'm going to take that, add an angle. Put it right here. Wipe up my excess. Yes. Oh, so cute. I love it. All right, guys. Put my cap on real quick, wipe off some of this glue. Okay, and now we gotta find the end. So this is what I usually use to make my crocheted flowers with. I love this stuff. And there was a couple that, well, so my husband and I, many years ago, actually went into an antique store, and I found this hat box full of this thread. And there was a couple of other things we were picking up, and we were standing in line, and the lady behind me noticed that. She says, "Oh, you know what to do with that?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "There's all sorts of stuff you can do with it." And I started explaining to her like what I was, like what I do with it, crochet and things like that. And she said, "Oh, I have a bunch that I don't know what to do with. Would you like it?" I said, "Oh, that'd be great." Because she said that they were coming back down because they lived in another state. They were going to come back down, and she could bring it on their way here to pick up a motorcycle. And I said, "Wonderful." So I gave her my address and my phone number. And a couple of weeks later, they sure brought me a ton of them. So now I have lots of different colors of them. Okay, this is a challenge to try to, I'm going to just pull that before I pull into a knot, because I think a knot would be really cute. Just got to get it small enough without it being too much. Yeah. Okay. I like the little knot. We'll cut off your ends here so not too much. Hey, I said cut. So when I usually, in the winter or the fall, when it's cooler, I usually crochet while I'm watching TV or whatever. And I made a ton of those little flowers and have used them in my crafts. I just love it. Oh, just so you can see exactly what I did, I just made a little bow, threaded it through. Wanted kind of a little bit of for it to stand out a little. So I'm going to put the square one right here. All right, so cute. All right, the next one is going to take a little longer. So a little bit more thread. Okay. And this one I won't make a bow, but what I'll do, I shouldn't have done so much thread. That's okay. I'll just thread it through the one hole and then come back through, up through this hole. And this one I'm just going to tie in the back so it just looks like it was sewn onto our index card. What I'm going to do, maybe, is I'm going to pull, there we go, pull the end so I don't have as much thread over here. Okay, but I crisscrossed it so it looked like it was sewn on there. And hopefully I have enough on this side. So this is a challenge. Little fiddly here, people. But that's okay. We're gonna get it. Yes, we will. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, we almost had it. Not quite. Because I'm trying to do the one side that's shortest. I know, guys. Give myself a little bit more room, right? Or a little more thread. Thread would be good. Okay, maybe that's what I'll do. Instead of trying to use such a small piece. No, go the other way. There we go. There's a little more. Okay, now I'm just going to hopefully knot it So does that mean it's naughty? Right now it feels like it's being naughty. Just because of what is going on. So we'll get this knotted. All right, perfect. So have that on, cut those off, and cut off the other one again. I didn't cut off enough. All right, then we shall glue this one down. Hopefully be able to take care of that. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this is my idea to an altered index card for all this. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked what you've seen, give me a subscribe to my channel and a thumbs up and leave me a comment. And I appreciate it. And I really hope that you enjoyed it. So thank you for stopping by. And I appreciate you. You guys have a good day. I'll see you later. Okay, bye.